Hi everyone, welcome to Out to Code. This is the last session of our event. So let's wait for a few minutes to let everyone join, and then we'll continue with the with our event. Okay, let's begin. Hi everyone, I'm Sanskar Gupta, Management Team Lead of DSC VVP Pune. DSC, which is Developer Students Club, Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University College of Engineering, Pune, is a Google Developers Program for university students to learn mobile and web development skills. The clubs are open to any student, ranging from novice developers who are just starting off to advanced developers who want to further their skills. The clubs are intended as a space for students to try out new ideas and collaborate to solve mobile and web development problems. Since its establishment in February 2019, we have organized several workshops, ideation sessions, and built a lot of projects to help our fellow people and the community. We aim to help the community by providing solutions that are easy to use and benefit everyone. Now the question comes in the mind. What is Code to Code? A normal hackathon? No, it's an experience, a learning experience for life. Ode to Code is a collective effort of designers and developers to code, plan, and assemble the creative combinations that tackle certifiable issues. A great and engaging opportunity that will give tremendous insight on how to come up with innovative ideas. There are topics provided on which you can think of building a website, code to change the view, or other different designs. It gives a view of self articulation and inventiveness through innovation. Building your first ever website, building a world changing hack, build whatever you like and whatever you want to, whether you are building it for the first time or the hundredth time. Ode to Code is your place to grow your abilities and come up with something innovative. What is fireside chats now? A fireside chat is an informal conversation between us, our well versed speakers, and you all. We are organizing it with an aim to provide a better understanding of new technology and to get surface knowledge of everything. Today, we are thrilled to welcome our guest for today, Abhishek Agrawal. Abhishek Agarwal is a graduate student from Product School. He is an MIT Bootcamp scholar and has been a Harvard Project for Asian and International Relations Scholar Delegate. Along with this, he has been a summer research intern at IIT Rajasthan, which is at Jodhpur, and product development manager at Binary Dots. Today, he'll be elaborating on the topic natural language processing. Over to Abhishek.
Hey Sanskar, thanks for the lovely
Hi.
introduction.
Sure.
First of all, hi everyone, and thanks for pulling this off and great work, you guys. I know it really took guts to pull off this hackathon because I during my third year actually have been a part of this kind of hackathon in our institute, and so awesome work, guys. And
Thank you.
yeah, so I'm Abhishek. I'm currently a year undergrad student, and I'm excited to be a part of this particular this DSC. So the main topic will be natural language processing, which is a branch of machine learning, and we'll proceed to Rasa, like how we could build a bot using a Rasa, and how we could use NLP for to create a change, and then we can use some code part to actually understand how actually code inside the Rasa works. So
Okay.
first of all, yeah. So first of all, I'd like to tell you what is NLP, like natural language processing, and I think it's a wonderful branch of machine learning. Like if we talk about machine learning, there are several branches like deep learning, practical reinforcement learning, and but NLP is something different because it actually helps users to understand how machine communicate when there are no people. So like if we talk about Google Assistant, Alexa, and other bots. So what they are doing is they are providing services to so many users, and that's why I actually love this thing. So let us actually understand what are the features or what are the just a second. Yeah. Okay. So let me actually explain what is actually a NLP or conversational agent like Google Assistant. So they actually contain some of the features like speech recognition, language analysis, dialogue processing, text to speech, like what you speak to the Alexa and it replies you. So these are the things we'll be dealing in following minutes, and how they could change, how they are changing, we'll be seeing that too. So this is the introduction, and now let me move to Rasa, like what is Rasa. So let me just share my screen. Okay, just a minute, it's actually taking a bit of time due to the lack of internet.
Sure.
I'm sorry for that.
Sure. So no problem. Our participants are there. So just a second. Abhishek is working upon his screen. Let's wait for a few minutes.
Is my screen visible?
No, it isn't coming in the
Hello.
stream. Yes, no, it's not visible. Abhishek, are you there? Okay. So there's some network issue with Abhishek. Uh, he'll be right back. Please just hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry. I think there's a bit of network issue here.
Yes.
But yeah, I think is now I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you are perfectly audible.
Okay, cool.
So, are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So it's visible now.
So
Uh,
okay,
yes. Sure.
yeah. So this is actually a Rasa is actually a conversational open source platform where you can build some exciting bots and to restaurant bot or some kind of fire bot or so there are different kind of bots that you can build to experience natural language processing and it's an actually it's an open source suite so you can build as many as you want and there's a community built by Rasa which can explain you the issues that you find on and you can ask them directly on their community so uh, just so it was actually built by the students of at University of Cambridge and they have some powerful investors like Techstars with them. So yeah, so this is the main part. What Rasa actually does. So let us say when you ask Alexa, what's the weather like tomorrow? So it actually break that speech into many parts and then identifies what are the things inside that dialogue. Like when you ask like tomorrow, so like what's the weather tomorrow? So weather is like kind of you are asking like kind of temperature so it is the intent and yeah so it will break into intent and entities and so it's like this thing when you ask a question it breaks into an intent classification and then it will it will take that intent to the bot and there is a particular message inside that intent and it will show you either it will fetch that whether from a website or a server or it will show as it will display you as the uh, as you ask so this is the kind of process that follows and same with the entity expression. Same with the tomorrow. It will break the sentence into different parts, and then it will identify the intent. Like yes, you are asking for the date, so this is the intent, and then will show you the results. Like it will be tomorrow will be like if today is 10th, tomorrow will be 11th, and then it will show you the results according to that. So this is the kind of basic intent and entity classification. After that, like for example, you can create your training data inside, like you can create your training data using Rasa init. So Rasa init is a command that you give to Rasa, and it will download some files. Like it will create files which will help you to create the bot. And inside that, if I'm talking about restaurant search, so it will talk about like what are the dishes inside the restaurant so you will talk about like you what dish actually you want like Mexican and like this is a command show me a Mexican place in the center. So it will break this sentence to different part and then it will search for Mexican and the other tokens like center and then it will display the results. So you can do that using Rasa. When you are creating the bot, when you are initializing exactly. Uh, so after that there are different like now you have to configure the model. So there is a file called config.yml which we'll see in the further uh, which we'll see soon, where you actually configure pipelines and the policies used. So pipelines actually there are different pipelines in the Rasa, and that will help you to create to fetch the intent that you would like to ask from the user. And so this is the sample. This is a sample model of how training inside a model, Rasa training for Rasa is done. Uh, and these are the entities, like you can see. Example, uh, uh, what is the value? What is the what cuisine you are asking, and which is the location. So these are the different entities that you'll be playing with. And yeah, so is I think we have already did this thing. uh, so what actually is dialogue handling is when a user asks something to a machine, uh, and when it breaks into different words. So there is already a sentence, there is already a response feeded to that particular sentence, and then it will actually go in that file and look for that response and present you that response. So that is actually the dialogue handling. Like when I'm asking Alexa, how is the what are the restaurants outside around me, so it will break this into restaurants and the location, and then it will search in its database like what are the restaurants around this location, and provide me the answer. So that's kind of dialogue handling. So this is a little bit tough thing to explain, because it is actually using some of the neural networks, but I'll explain it in a very simple way. So when a sentence is actually passed by a user, it is actually break into these many things, and after that there are different layers of neural networks which try to provide as much best result as possible, and then giving and then and then resulting in a proper conclusion,
Okay,
which
so
is the
Abhishek, we have a question from Hitesh. So I think before moving ahead, if we are in the same page,
Mhm.
that's best. So he's asking, is it similar to dialogue flow?
Yeah, see, dialogue flow is yeah, kind of, but in dialogue flow you actually enters all the like it's a I think it's a platform provided by Google, so it's not similar because you actually enter all the details that you want to fill in a bot. But Rasa is different thing because it has libraries inside it. It has libraries, and you can there are certain requirements for that particular thing to run, and they have already built that library using the Rasa, and you can use that thing, like it's actually like how you can use a Python library. So someone creates a library, they feed those things, and then you can fetch when we create an import thing. So it's a little bit I think I'll say tough, because you have to understand the things properly, like what are actions, what are dialogues, what is the training file doing, how it is, how are we training the model data. So the I think the process is different, but the end result is same.
Okay. Thank you, Abhishek, for explaining this. So let's continue with your talks.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah. So uh, like these are the things these are the resources which you can see, like how you can how Rasa bots are actually creating change in most of the uh, like in the different fields. You can read those papers. These are very nice papers, and I think you should look at them, because they actually provide you basic functionality, like how things occur in NLP, how are they doing behind the scenes, how are they doing. So these are a good read, I will say. And so yeah, I think that's the best part. See, in the 5 years or like 10 years, conversational AI is really the big part, because as you can see, every single application you have in your mobile is using this service. Like if you talk about Swiggy, if you talk about Zomato, everything is voice enabled. So and it's so easy for the users outside to just give the commands, uh, to give the commands to these bots, and they'll answer you. So I think in the near future they'll be spreading as fast it's in the recent times. And and the second thing is techniques, other techniques like deep learning, reinforcement learning, and other part of machine learning. They are if they are segregated in some way, and if we use NLU, then we can create different good machine learning platforms, like uh, which you can see in like Walmart is doing, and other big technology companies like Amazon is doing, where there are separate teams for each of these technology, and they try to create something better. And finally, yeah, so open source, like this model, this Rasa is fully an open source thing. So it's very useful for the guys who are looking for the basic thing to understand, because you can because you guys can ask directly from the people who have built this platform, using their they have a website where you can ask your issues, and they'll reply. So I think that's the best power, or that's the best part of the Rasa. You can directly ask them questions, you can directly ask your issues, and they'll reply. So these are the things, I think that are sorry, that you can take from this particular conversation. Now I'll explain you how Rasa actually works, like what is the code part, and so that I think just is my screen visible? Hello, hello.
Yes, your screen is visible. It's perfectly
Okay,
fine.
good. Just give me a second. Yes. So as we talk about the files, just now we'll see how actually things work. So let us start with the domain. So domain is actually uh, it actually deals with the intents, and what responses responses will the bot gives when it is asked in a particular intent. So like this is there are different intents like greet, happy, sad. So there are these are the list of intents. For example, and what is greet. So when a user is happy or sad, when a user is just coming on your platform, so you will ask like, hey, how are you, or you'll ask for a particular greeting statement, and then the bot replies according to the intents inside it. So let me just show you. Just a second. Yeah, so these are the intents, like what you can expect inside the greet. So they'll be like, hey, hello, hi. These will be the introductory part of a user when it approaches a bot, and goodbye. And these are the certain intents, and how so you can add as many as you want, like to train the bot in a good way. So as many training models, as many training sentences or intents you will add, your model will be trained in that, in according to that way. Like I have trained for a particular restaurant bot where I am actually looking for like what are the how is the service in a restaurant, and what are the breakfast, what is the restaurant policies. So these are the basic intents which are actually used in every Rasa bot. Now, like if I talk about restaurant search, so it will take you, it will ask some particular questions from me, like restaurants around me, search a restaurant, like the basic questions you ask a particular bot. And then yeah, so and maybe like cuisines, so what did you prefer. So these are the things, like let's see it, and the food you want to eat, and the dish you want to eat. So it actually the this is the syntax, how you enter, and so these are the basic things. So so as these are the basic intents, for sure. And now I'll tell you. So these are the stories. Stories are like the conversations between a user and a bot. So what responses will it give you when you ask a particular question, or how it will respond to you. So let's say you have the intent is great. So if you if you just visited the bot, it will define the intent, and then uh, second. Yeah. So these are the, I'm sorry, these are the responses to the intents. Okay. Like what if the intent is great, it will go in a particular intent, like utter greed. And what AutoGrid will do, AutoGrid has already some of the responses inside that. So it will respond according to that. And we can see that in domain file, like, hey, how may I help you? And this is my name. And can you tell me what are you looking for? So there are certain sentences or certain responses already in that in this file, which you will get to show when you will ask inside a particular intent. Because see, the thing is, this is a machine. It won't understand exactly the way you want. So uh, it has to break your sentences in certain things, certain intents, and then it will respond you according to the information that is inside that particular response database. So these are the intents, and these are the responses, and let's say the other one, and so let's say, yeah, so yeah, like let's say if we are going to deny the room book, like if we have booked, so it will first ask you, first take the greet intent, and uh, uh, approach that accordingly, and then it will ask you about the locations, like what is the location your room booked in, and what is the room number, so what will be the form number. So and then it will search in the responses in this file. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I think you got get the part. Like basically, what is happening? There are different intents for the things you've asked, and it will search for the responses in different files. Like in domain file, which has uh, to which the question is asked. So let's say if you talk about I'm sorry. Yeah. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. So let us proceed further. And I've actually what I've done is I've created different responses to intents, and which is basic, which basically is for a basic restaurant chatbot, like what are the things a user could be asking. And you can do this in the stories file, where from which the chatbot will be answering the responses, and create and understanding which intent is asked. So this is the thing I think. And you can create as many as you want, to make your training data the best. And after that, I'll talk to you about the actions files. Actions file is nothing. I'm sorry. Yeah. Actions file is nothing but what actions will it take after getting the responses, like uh, so you have to create, you'll create like, okay, so for example, fallback action. So let's say when a user didn't understand, when the chatbot didn't understand what are you saying, so it will fall under the fallback action, where it will ask like, I didn't understand, and it will show the particular response from the storage file. So we will create all the we'll create actions for all the intents we have mentioned this in the stories file, like what sorry, yeah, what is the breakfast availability, and it will actually fetch uh, from the domain file what response you want to receive. So this is the actions file. It, and this is the syntax. So basically there are different, yeah, like you can cancel what policies, you can what is the policy for the restaurant, what is the refund policy. So you can create different intents for different bots, like if we are talking about a restaurant bot, if you're talking about weather bot, where you can specify what weather, which country you are looking for, which location, which what type of weather will. So you can create as many actions as you are as the intent you are looking for. So that could be the actions file. And now I'll move to the, yeah. So yeah, so this is the credential files, which actually use some pipelines and policies. So pipelines are nothing but when they the Rasa, uh, they have actually they uh, they have already intents filled in their pipelines when for basic features. So you can, there's different type of pipelines which you can take from their website, and it will be automatically downloaded when you will create the file. So there are different pipelines and the policies. The policies are actually let's talk about memorization policy. So what it does is it memorizes all of the intents of your file, and then it will give the it will answer your the it will answer your question based on the confidence value. So if your if that intent is present in your domain file, it will answer that with the one. And if that intent that you're asking to a bot, if it is not present, then it will answer with a value zero. So that's how different policies work. They connect. They help us to they help us to create a process, like how to answer the how to answer different responses. Yeah. So that's with the config file. And the best part is you can host this Rasa bot on anything, like on Slack. On there's also a different platform like Rasa X, which actually host this particular bot, host any bot of yours. And so you can host that on Rasa X, and this will be the URL that you'll get after you initialize the file. And so you can host it on the Rasa server like Rasa X, and you can host on different servers like Slack or WhatsApp to actually provide a better functionality. Like if if you are doing this for users, or if you are doing this for company, you'll initialize for initialize on Slack or WhatsApp, so that as many users can connect to your bot. So just a bit, yeah. So this is the file. Yeah, I think these are the basic files that you will always get when you initialize a Rasa file. And you can train them according to your purpose, like which type of bot you are trying to create. And you can change them, but like the basic intents are always fixed. If you talk about uh, uh, like the tweet, and how like these intents could be changed, but the basic intents will always be same. And the functionalities will always be same. And you can provide, yeah. So I think I'm done with the files part. Now I'll try to uh, run this code. And these are the basic commands which you can try to run a Rasa bot. So these commands will always be the same if you try different bots on Rasa. And just give me a sec. Yeah. So, yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
So what I've done is, first I've gone to the desktop, and then I'm going to the file that I will be running. Just, yeah. So just put this location. Just a second. Yeah. So I'll first try to train the model. Just a second. Yes. This. Yeah, so I think there's some error, but yeah, I think I'll tell you the commands, like what are the basic commands. And so first you train the model using Rasa train, and afterwards you actually train the NLP components. So there are two type of components in a Rasa. There is core and NLU. NLU is the basic functionalities components, uh, like the tweet and the other things, the mood affirm. So these are the basic components in the NLU, and they are core. The core components actually covers all the policies and the things. And then you train all those components, and then you run the model. So it will be trained. I don't know. I think there is some problem with the syntax. So maybe I can. correct this, but we can see it later if we have time. And afterwards, yeah, you can run the model using the Rasa run shell command. So that's how you can appropriately run your whole model on the command line, and after that you can host this model on Rasa X or other service if possible. So yeah, I think I'm done. Just a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
So
okay?
just a second. Yes, so thank you,
So
Abhishek. Now we open the floor for doubts. Uh, Participants and audience, please, you are welcome to share your doubts on the comment section. Currently, we have a doubt from Shivraj Sinha. It's training on huge data sets can be very time consuming. What are the major open source cloud resources available to run my code?
okay, so first of all, yeah. So I think you can use cloud services like AWS or Heroku. Like they provide they are actually a PaaS like platform as a service. So they uh, they won't take the money, and they will take the money according to the service used. So you can use these kind of service, uh, or I don't have that much idea in this thing, but there are free service also which uh, but I think Heroku is paid, so you can look for AWS. They definitely provide a good amount of resource to run your code. So and they are giving their AWS services, I think, free for like 1 year. So you can try their services for 1 year, and then you have to pay as much as you use.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for this information. Now we have another similar question from Hitesh Sukhwani. NLP datasets can be very heavy and it's a bit tough working on your own system. What can be done to prevent that from happening?
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think the first of all you have to, if you are working on a bigger data set, then you have to take a cloud service. Like then you have to have a cloud service on which you can host. So you can use different cloud services, as I've told you about AWS, because uh, sometimes it will take time on your machine or on your laptop to run your model. So if you have good either some boost services, or if you have some good cloud services, they will try to do your work in much less time. And if your data set is very huge, I think it's best to go with the free cloud services, or other platform services. So maybe you can try them.
Okay, that's great. So I personally had a question. Just a second. So
Yeah.
while deploying NLP models, so PyTorch versus TensorFlow, which is better one? What's your take?
I think I have not worked with much with PyTorch, but yeah, I think TensorFlow has already. I've worked TensorFlow during my intern time, and I think they have already some good libraries inside there. So I won't comment much on PyTorch, but yeah, using TensorFlow, they have already inbuilt a good number of libraries, which you can't see on other platforms. Like I think Keras is also a good thing if you compare it with the TensorFlow. So you can go with the Keras or TensorFlow during this. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think so. Let's wait for some more queries to come up, and then we'll just answer them. Just a second.
Okay. So
Okay. So
yeah, is there any
I
more,
think
or you
so.
can ask about the? questions. Like I'll tell you about my experience with the Rasa. I've actually used first time Rasa during my internship at Jodhpur, and we have to create. I have to create a smart manufacturing system for the companies like Amazon and Facebook. So what happens is, whenever there is a whenever there is a delivery problem, there is a huge loss for the companies, like in the billion dollars. So what happens actually is. What happens actually is most of the delivered items, uh, their problems can be solved by the users only. So like there is no need to redeliver that. So we have I worked on this kind of system where I've tried to implement a bot. So it will give you suggestions based on the problems asked by a user. Like if it will first look for the problem in the product, and if it will be if it can be solved by the user only, it will answer, it will give a solution. And if it needs to go to the company, like if there is a manufacturing problem, or if there is some kind of problem that user can't solve, or it can only be solved by the companies, then then we can issue the delivery. So we have tried to work this problem, and I literally worked on the huge data sets, because the funny part is, I have to create the data set. Like I have to build the data set from scratch, because there is no data set available for this particular thing. So I literally visit different professors in the college, and like the mechanical professor and the professors, to ask for the things like what problems did you face, because my professor told me to go to different professors and ask for the data set. And it took around 1 month
Yes.
for just me to get all the different, yeah. And
So it's yes. So
yeah,
it's tough to build your own data set. That's great.
yeah,
That's great thing
yeah.
you
I
did.
think yeah, because I think the data set problem, to build a data set, it may not require your wisdom or something, but it requires a lot of time to actually get the honest feedback from the user. Because
Yes,
if you
and it's an
yeah,
experience, right?
it's an
Yes,
experience, yeah, exactly.
yes, that's
So
great.
we build, you have to devote a huge time if you have to build this kind of thing. But at the end we were not successful because there were some problems with the, like we have not enough training models in the data sets and the kind of
Yes.
things. But I have learned so much in that process, like what NLP is, and that was my first interaction with the NLP. Uh, so I think, yeah, it's a good.
Okay, so there's one more query from Shivraj. It's I want to create a chatbot which talks in my voice. Any tips on how can I proceed to build that?
Okay. So you can also like in these kind of platforms like Rasa, and there's already these are like text to speech. There is no voice involved. But if you want to build this kind of platform, you can start with dialogue flow, I'll say, because they do give the functionality where you can fill your voice. Like they give you the functionality like male or female voice, and then you can also fill your voice. So that will be a good way to start. And yeah, and after that you can process according to your needs. But if you want to create a voice based chatbot on your own voice, I'll say dialogue flow will be a good thing to start from, and to learn the basics. Like basics are really important.
Great. So I think so. That's it from our side. The doubts. So thank you, Abhishek. It was a really informative session, and I'm sure our attendees enjoyed it a lot. Thus, with this amazing session, I put a full stop to the series of sessions exclusively brought for our participants for the Ode to Code Hackathon. To stay tuned to our new updates, do follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram and LinkedIn, and to get all updates about our further happenings on YouTube, please subscribe. And if you like it, then like, share the video. Thus, thank you for attending, everyone, and thanks again, Abhishek, for gracing this event with your presence. It means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanskar, and thank you the whole DSC team. I think I'll say again, and because it really took your time and it really took some strength because this is a time where everyone is feeling a bit of thing in their own problems, and to organize a hackathon like this and to invite speakers like I have actually listened to some great speakers during this hackathon, and I'm really amazed by the stuff you've handled. So I think you literally owe kudos, and you literally did a very hard work because I've did in my as I've explained, like I've did in my hackathon. I know that how much it takes to pull a sponsorship or pull different speakers, how time managing, how much time consuming, and how much yeah, literally strength pulling it is. So definitely you guys did a great job, man. Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much. Thank you. It means a lot to us. So I think so. Let's end this session. And thank you so much, Abhishek, for your kind words. And it's so motivating when someone says this to us. It inspires
yeah,
us to like do more stuff like that and to create some more events like that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now
thank
I
you for inviting me.
thank
Yeah. Okay.
okay. The